I decided to continue the live stream on the laptop because the phone died. But anyhow, on TikTok, there was this person, they were just talking about how this one fox didn't really want to be, or wasn't doing a good job being a mother, and how she needs to somehow train it. And I was just thinking, okay, in nature, sometimes an animal is capable of having children, but maybe it didn't want to. So I just thought, I don't know why this, it's interesting because this video just kind of made me think, well, maybe this fox just didn't want to be a mother. But she said, she accused me of anthropomorphism because I was attributing a human feeling and emotion to an animal, and an animal couldn't make that decision or have that feeling that it didn't really want to be a mother or a father. But here's the thing, animals don't operate exactly like humans, and sometimes they do things that are similar to humans, and maybe, yeah. Well, her explanation was, well, if it didn't want to be a mother, it just didn't have to copulate with another fox. And I get it. I know the animal experts, they feel like they know everything about their animal, but there are animals in the wild, and you don't have to be an animal expert to know this, but some of them might be physically capable through their instincts of like copulating and becoming parents, but some animals do abandon their children in the wild. This happens all the time. So sometimes maybe a fox doesn't want to be a mother. I think that's a perfectly logical explanation, because even with humans, and I know we'll be accused of anthropomorphism again, but some humans, like, they don't want to be a mother, and that's not attributing human characteristics to an animal. In fact, I kind of felt like it was interesting the other way around. I feel like this person was kind of attributing anthropomorphism to animals, saying, well, if it didn't want to be a mother, it just wouldn't like procreate. But like with animals, like that's like their instinct, like more than like a human who actually, like, let's say they don't want to have a child, like they go on birth control or something, or they're celibate. I mean, I don't know. I was just thinking about all this today because, like, maybe I'm weird because, like, when I go to a baby shower, I think about things like this, whereas other people are just like, oh, there's lots of dinosaur onesies, and I can't help it. I'm always thinking about stuff. But yeah, that was just a thought that crossed in my mind. I don't want to be an animal expert, and that's great if you can get your fox to be a better mother, but I don't think that I'm entirely wrong by saying maybe that fox just didn't want to be a mother, because it happens in the wild sometimes, and you might think it's a bad mother, but that happens with humans too. But I also feel like, okay, if it's the male version of any animal, like, well, with humans, for instance, the guy might be called a deadbeat dad if he leaves or he doesn't file for child support. But a woman, like, she will be far more chastised if she were like to say give her child up for adoption than, let's say, a father just didn't want to pay child support. Like, there's still that double standard in our society, and I think with animals as well. And I feel like sometimes people, I don't know, I hate to say it, like, I'm all about the free market, okay? I'm all about the free market. If you want, like, I don't want to restrict people from breeding their animals, but I think at the end of the day, if your profession is about breeding animals, or you work in that with animals in some along some lines, maybe like you have more of a vested interest in wanting that animal to continue to procreate. Like, look, I'm not coming down on you and saying that that animal shouldn't, but there could be a possibility maybe that animal doesn't want to be a mother. Okay, it was just a thought that popped in my head. But this is another reason that introverted people, that once somebody comments like that to them, they go quiet on their Western front, and you're like, and people probably think, well, why does that person not comment on my videos anymore, or my Facebook post, or like, why don't I hear from that person? It's because, yeah, one time we tried to talk to you. I don't know, we just shared something that was on our mind. And this is the reason I don't really go to a lot of people's videos or posts anymore. And I have, like, because just through my introverted perspective, I love to learn about the world. I love to think, but I don't really like to engage with other people in dialogues, because people believe that they're right all the time. They believe that their worldview is the most correct one. Whereas at the end of the day, she doesn't know how this fox feels. Maybe this fox doesn't want to be a mother. And maybe I'm right about that. And look, I'm not saying that you can't allow your fox to procreate, because I think the fox is perfectly capable of having more offspring. But if you're experiencing that maybe this fox didn't really want to be a mother, maybe there's something to it. I believe that. Okay. I know that in my heart, but I don't have to explain myself to people who think like, well, I'm the animal expert, so I know correct and you're wrong. Once somebody tells you you're wrong, you're like, okay, quiet on my western front and my back end. I just won't talk to you about this. That's why I just disengage. I'm like, okay, that's the introverted perspective. Like, we're just gonna like let you be. We're like, okay, and I'm not even into like the libertarian perspective anymore or the independent political party perspective anymore. I'm just into the introverted perspective. Fine, you told me how you felt. Thanks for sharing. I just told the lady I disagree with you. I don't agree with you, but thanks for sharing, because I have nothing more to say. Like, I don't really like, I have no deeply vested interest in this issue. I don't have anything against what she's doing. I think it's great. I think she posts a lot of interesting content, but I've just decided I'm probably not going to comment on her posts anymore. I'm disengaging myself because, like, yeah, I'm going to let people come to me and post some. They can comment on things I do, but I'm not like going out of my way to, I don't know, like worry about what other people are doing or to post on their posts and whatnot. So that's my introverted take on things. I think extroverts, they love to they love to be confrontational. And this was another thing. Like, I have in general enjoyed TikTok, but I'm being like much more skilled back on what I use of it, because there was this video that was going viral that really disturbed me. Okay, this was another thing that I just think was wrong. Okay, so this person did something wrong. Okay, I'm not saying what they did was right. They ordered DoorDash and then they said they didn't get their order. They lied about getting their food order. And then after the food arrived, they ate it. And then they reported that they didn't get it. So anyway, I guess, I don't know how people have time to do all this, but apparently this lady went to the bathroom after that happened, and the dasher came to her workplace, and the coworker said, oh, she got the food, but she pretended not to get the food, and then she's standing there, okay, and the guy's confronting her. And I just think with a lot of things going on in the world right now, if you wanted to like tell her, like if you wanted to come up to her and say, yeah, I have proof that I delivered this and you need to call DoorDash and clarify this, that's one thing. But if you posted this as content to TikTok, first off, I don't think DoorDash wants their dashers doing that. Like, yeah, okay, this person like made a false claim, but I still don't think that they want the dashers going back to that person's place of wherever, their house or place of employment, and saying, you better call, because that's kind of weird. That would be kind of like, this happens all the time. Like, I've had packages from UPS that I legitimately did not receive at my address, okay, that did not show up at my address. And I did call UPS and let them know that. Or I contacted Amazon and let them know that. So that would be like if the package delivery guy came back and knocked on my door and insisted that he delivered the package to my house. And one time this actually did happen where I don't do DoorDash anymore, but I did it a few times, where I contacted the dasher and I told them, you did not deliver it to my unit. It says 45 on my profile. And they said, no, I took it to this other number, and which was clearly a different number. And I don't know, I just thought DoorDash was overpriced. And also there were a lot of mishaps with it being delivered properly. So there were cases where the dasher did not deliver something properly, or even with like UPS, it would be kind of weird to have the person come back, unless they were bringing the thing back, to just say, hey, you got it and I have proof. I mean, it's kind of strange. It's fine if you want to do it, but basically people were saying it was okay that he did this. He posted it to TikTok, and then I was getting gross. Like, they were calling this woman like all sorts of obscene names because she was like a slightly larger woman. And I just thought it was getting kind of gross, but they were saying like that it was great and he was the good guy. And I don't know, just with things that have been happening in the world recently, it kind of scares me a bit that people are encouraging people to post content like that. I personally, this is just my take, unless you have the consent of everybody in a video or you ask them like, hey, is it okay if I record you and put this on TikTok or YouTube or wherever? You shouldn't be posting it unless it's like something really extreme. And it's also kind of petty, but at the end of the day, I realize I'm not really a fan of this kind of content. So I guess there's just a lot of things on social media I personally just do not relate to. And that's okay. I just don't relate to a lot of content. But I think in my more introverted take, I've just decided I'm not going to comment on certain videos because it would just be better for me. It's more beneficial personally because people are very invested in what they're sharing. And I guess you're supposed to just, I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is the thing. I think this is what it's going to boil down to at the end of the day. Maybe you just don't really want engagement. Like maybe you really don't want people to post comments on your videos because, yeah, when people respond in certain ways, I just have decided I'm not going to comment on certain videos anymore, especially after I get a response and I'm just like, that was kind of weird. But also, too, they can come to my videos if they like my content. I don't need to go to other people's videos. So I'm all about if you want to comment here, I'll be open to you. Yeah, sometimes like I don't know. I always give people a chance unless it's really rude stuff. But yeah, but also this whole call out culture thing. I'm getting kind of tired of it. So I still look at TikTok, but I've kind of brought it down a bit just because I don't know, the content I'm getting recommended lately, it's getting weirder, and I guess some things are going viral that I feel like I don't know what TikTok's intention is. Like, does TikTok condone like body shaming? Because I thought it was all about body positivity, but there were comments in this video's comment section that were clearly disparaging this woman because of her looks, and the person who uploaded the video didn't say anything, didn't correct anybody that made those comments. This person actually liked. I just decided to finally block the video because because basically there were all these people saying it's great that he called this person out and she needed to be called out and this was going to fix the problem. But all it did seemed like it caused a little bit of drama. I don't know. Anyhow, you just have to disengage from videos like that. And then other ones too that are interesting. Sometimes I'm just like, don't comment because honestly, yeah, I don't really like the responses you get sometimes. Like when you legitimately see something a certain way, just don't comment. Go quiet on your Western front. So if some of you people, when you're like, what happened to you? Like, why don't you comment on my post anymore? It's because once upon a time we tried and you basically dismissed us. And once you dismiss someone out of hand, especially an introverted person, we're going to be like, you know what? We get you. We get that you're very like passionate about your view, but we also respect that that's how you feel. And we're just not going to engage anymore, you know? So introverts go quiet on their Western front. That's just something we really do. But anyway, thanks for watching.